Hi everyone, this is Russ Colfin from Wetsuit Survival. Today I'm going to talk about survival in kids, not surviving kids, but survival in kids. I get asked a lot about people ask me how can I involve my kids in my outdoor pursuits or get them more interested in survival stuff, because sometimes kids watch zombie apocalypse shows and stuff like that. They're kind of into it, but they don't know where to get started. And then sometimes the parents are into it, but they don't know how to get their kids into it. So I get asked that a lot. Everything from, hey Russ, we just had a baby, and how do we, raise this kid up right so he or she is comfortable in the woods and can do all this cool survival stuff, to the parents that say, hey, we've got this despondent 12-year-old gamer kid that sits in front of the computer all the time. How do we get him out into the woods and, get him interested in survival stuff? So, well, the people that just had the baby, I would say, already have 90% of the picture, because they're already thinking ahead and they're thinking about getting that child out into the outdoors. The people with the 12-year-old despondent gamer kid, I'm not saying to write him off, but they're a little behind the curve. They probably should have been doing that earlier. So, and then I get the questions, everything in between, and a lot of it's gear related, and I will cover that in another video. But today I'm just going to talk about kind of getting started. How do you get your kids out there? And I would say this: it's like anything else. It's like physical fitness or financial discipline or swearing in front of the kids or whatever it is. Kids are watching you all the time. Your kids are watching you all the time. And so live by example, lead by example, live the lifestyle that you want them to have, or that you want them to emulate, because they will. So if you are outdoors doing stuff all the time and being self-sufficient and kind of survival minded, then they're going to mimic that. They're going to want to do that. They're going to want to be like their heroes, their mom and their dad, or their guardian, or their grandpa, or their uncle, or their aunt, or whoever it is, their crazy neighbor. They're going to want to be like that person that's outdoors doing stuff, because they're watching. And so that's the number one thing is lead by example. So do that. You can't be a part-timer at it. You can't be something you think about sometimes only like a New Year's resolution. So just get out and do stuff with the kids. Get them outside. Don't just sit in front of the TV set and watch another sports game of some sort. Get them out in the woods doing stuff. Okay, so what kind of stuff should we do, Russ? All right, well, when they're little, just take them out walking around. Can you spot the bird? Maybe do like a scavenger hunt, like a little sheet of paper you make up. Can you find 3 animal tracks? Can you find a squirrel? Can you find a squirrel's nest? Can you find an acorn? Can you find a blueberry? Can you find, like a blue-colored berry? Can you find a red-colored berry? Can you find a white-colored berry? Find an oak leaf. What does an oak leaf look like? That kind of stuff. As little kids, they have a lot of fun doing that, because they're rewarded for finding the stuff. Then when they get a little bit older, start teaching them specific skills besides just being in the woods. You've already laid the foundation of them doing little scavenger hunts in the woods, so they're getting confident moving around in that space. Now start teaching them skills like tracking animals. Land navigation is huge, so if you know how to use a compass, start playing little orienteering games with them. Set up little courses in the park, or even on a golf course or a big backyard or whatever, so they can go from point to point to point. They know how to shoot a bearing, use their compass. Use a real basic one, like an orienteering type one from Silva, for example, would be a great starter compass for little kids. Teach them how to use that. Once again, they'll gain more confidence. Then start teaching them how to make a fire, how to properly use a pocket knife. Then the fun stuff is like making shelters and setting up forts and that kind of thing. So by the time they get to be 10 or 11, they should know more than most grown men know how to survive in the woods. And it won't be survival training. It'll just be fun stuff to do in the woods with mom and dad. So I have a couple guides here to help you with that. This is a great book by Tom Brown. He's a renowned tracker here in the United States, and he has a really good book on nature and survival for children. This book is more for parents about how to teach their kids and how to lead them in nature and get them fired up about that stuff. Let's see some other books. This is a cool little book to put in your pack for identifying life-size animal tracks. So you can stick this in your pack. It's real skinny, and the kid can flip through it and say, ooh, look, it's a wolf. Same kind of thing, a real thin little pamphlet. It's stiff, waterproof kind of card stock, and it's all about edible wild plants. You can do this with berries, trees, plants, animals. This is a real simple book on map and compass. It's just one I had laying around. There's a lot of other good map and compass books out there geared towards orienteering and as well as military land nav, but this is a good one because it's real simple to teach the kids, and kids can even leaf through it and start to understand it once they get to be able to read. And then here's a couple of old school Boy Scout manuals, and I just chose ones from the 50s and early 60s, just because they have stuff in them that they don't have in there now, and they're very old school. This is the actual Scoutmaster's Handbook, so this would be for leading a young man, and it could be obviously used for young women. And then this is actually like an old Boy Scouts handbook that a young man would have gone through and learned how to do all kinds of stuff, first aid and swimming and fishing and camping and cleaning up after himself in the woods and all kinds of stuff. So there's just a couple examples of books. I would highly recommend the Tom Brown field guide book. That's an awesome one for parents to start thinking about getting their kids out there and giving them some examples of things to teach them how to go about doing it kind of in a systematic way. So anyway, to recap, like anything else, teaching your kids or children about how to survive in the woods is a mindset issue primarily. You have to want to do it, and it has to be sort of consistent, and you have to lead by example, get out there and do it with them. In the next video after this one, part 2, I'll go through some of the gear stuff and how to go along step by step as they're little and then middle and bigger, and the kind of gear they can carry and how to get them used to using it. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Russ Colquhoun from Wetsuit Survival.